capable of accommodating 25.
We are there to see, discover, explore. We put the pieces together to find what really matters to you, all around the world, all around the clock. Our reporters are at home across the globe. From our headquarters in Beijing and production centers in Washington, Nairobi, and London, China Global Television Network. Stories from across the globe, reaching people across the globe. CGTN. See the difference. CGTN, China Global Television Network.
Live from CGTN Beijing, this is Asia Today.
Hello and welcome. I'm Wang Mangmang. It's 7 p.m. here in the Chinese capital and coming right up on Asia Today. And now let's circle back to an earlier story. Sri Lankan police have blocked protesters, more than 1,000 of them, as they march on the city's main railroad station. And now we're able to be joined by Srimal Fernando from Colombo for an update. Thank you so much for joining us, Srimal. So people are once again protesting. What are they demanding, and what is the current situation as we speak?
Thank you very much. Sri Lanka's economy and the financial conditions are not at sound levels. However, in Sri Lanka, about 70% of the population live in the regions, and in September, the inflation was around 70%. Also, the World Food Program estimated about 6.9 million people in Sri Lanka were food insecure, with high-level taxes had put a lot of pressure on the citizens. Income tax, and already the country is grappling with the economic crisis. These austerity measures and insecurities, tax hikes, and crackdown on people have put a lot of pressure, as well as the protesters were organized yesterday with the main opposition leader coming in from the Samagi Jana Balawegaya and the Sri Lanka Freedom Party, and many trade unions and students' unions joining. And some parts of the July 9th uprising movement youth also joined. However, the Human Rights Commission of Sri Lanka stated that the provisions of police ordinance should not violate the fundamental rights of the people. So this is the current situation. And yesterday there was a protest with all these political parties, as well as trade unions and youth students' unions participating.
Yeah, and also we know that, as you mentioned, there's a deep financial crisis, record low interest rate reserves, and high inflation. Talk to us about what President Ranil Wickremesinghe's government has done since taking power to fix the country's economy.
Yes, 6 times Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe became the 8th executive president on July 2022, and the economy had collapsed by that time, and with limited fuel supplies, with power cuts lasting for hours, about more than 6 hours to 10 hours, with shortages of gas and essential items, food, as well as health items. However, after his assuming to power, focusing on economic stability, the new president and his government focused on several key policy measures. Among them, the Sri Lankan government had several bilateral and multilateral engagements with donor nations. The 48-month, 2.9 billion staff-level agreement with the International Monetary Fund and negotiating with creditors were some of his achievements at policy level. Also, he, as a president, met several key leaders, engaging them, and implementation of the national fuel pass system and reducing power cuts to 2 hours, and being able to kind of really give relaxation on travel advisories from the European states, were some of the policy level measures brought out a little bit of easing. However, increasing the income levels and strengthening the welfare policies of the common man and bringing down inflation, tax reductions will be key priorities for the new government and the president in the coming days. Yeah.
All right, thank you so much for that update. I'm Srimal Fernando from Colombo. And on that note, we come to the end of this edition of